Welcome to Investor Army. I'm glad to see you here today. If you've never been to the channel, thank you for coming. I hope I share with you something today that's going to help you with your business. If you have been to the channel and you keep coming back, sincerely, genuinely, I am thankful and grateful for you doing so, and I hope these videos are helping. So guys, a lot of y'all are struggling in your business, or you just started and you're brand new and you're trying to figure out how to do this. So all y'all came to this channel because of one thing. You want to learn how to be a real estate entrepreneur because you want to make money. Not because you're greedy, but because you want a better life for yourself and your family, and you should and you deserve to have it. And so what happens when you make more money? You can buy back time, which leads to freedom, which is what we all deserve to have, is our freedom. And so I'm gonna show you how not only to double, triple, but even maybe quadruple, or what's the next one? I think it's quintuple. Please don't fact check me. Some guy out there is probably like, this guy is an idiot right now. But guys, when I did this in my business, I was struggling and failing. And when I made this decision to start doing what I'm about to teach you, this exact process, I over quadrupled my income just like that. No lie, I'm gonna share it with you because a lot of y'all have no awareness of where you're at. You wake up every day with no rhyme or reason. You go out into the world and you just say, hello world, I'm gonna take on the day and I'm gonna kick some ass, but I don't know what I'm gonna do today because I didn't plan my day out last night, and I'm just gonna try to figure it out as the day goes on. And if a call comes in, I'm gonna answer it, I'm gonna handle it. And if a text comes in, I'm gonna text them back, and then I'm just gonna wake up and I'll be successful. Guys, it doesn't work like that. You need to audit yourself. You need to know where you're putting too much time, too much energy. You need to know where you're spending your money. If you're overcompensating in one area, if you're lacking in another. For example, if you're looking at your health on your personal level, because you need to be self-aware of both your personal and your business side of your life. If you're eating too many calories, or you're eating too many meals, or you're drinking too many sodas, or you're not brushing your teeth, you need to know what you're doing too much of and too little of. Guys, the only way we get better is to focus, acknowledge, put pen to paper, and be able to change because we know what we need to change. And that's what we're gonna do today. Get your pen and paper out. We're gonna go through these different types of business processes that we look at in my business that are the real money savers in your business, not like lead management or sales management or marketing management, which is where everybody knows to focus. That's where all your time and focus is. But this is what's gonna change your life. So get a pen and paper out, and while we go through these, guys, put a little number, 1 to 10. A 1 is, I really suck bad at this, and I should be ashamed, and I don't want anybody to see this graph that I'm putting together right now because I don't want them to know my real score. And number 10 is like, hey, I'm a pretty badass guy, pretty badass girl, and I'm kicking ass at this part of my business. So let me take some time to keep this going at this level, but focus on some of these that I'm not working or doing so well on right now. So these first few guys are very important, and they're gonna help you become very successful, and they kind of all intertwine. But I put sleep on there, guys. And as I film these videos, guys, I don't really like being on camera. I don't really like giving speeches in public, which is kind of weird because I do this quite a bit. And I'm never preaching to y'all. I'm just sharing things that I've learned in my business that really affect me. And as you can see right now, I haven't had much sleep lately. I'm trying to do things and get a lot of stuff done. We're putting out a lot of stuff. And so I don't do these things in my business all the time either. I'm not anywhere close to perfect. I'm just sharing with you. You want to get as close to perfect as you can at all these, and the better you are at doing so, you're going to make more money. So sleep management has always been an issue in my business and is a big issue for a lot of people. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Connor Steinberg. I run a number of businesses, but most known I'm for real estate entrepreneurship here out of the Dallas-Fort Worth market. And when I started my business, I failed really bad. I made a lot of mistakes. It was embarrassing. I did really bad. I heard I told you so over and over. And it ended up in a situation where I was 65 grand debt, literally sweeping a broom, beating back bankruptcy, literally with a broomstick, working at a sporting goods stores, cleaning up the aisles late at night, working for minimum wage with the only goal to be able to keep my credit score high enough to maybe borrow another $5,000, $10,000 in credit cards, just so I could survive long enough and tread water long enough that maybe I could figure out how to come out of this situation. And thankfully, I was able to. I'm very blessed, and I came out of the situation. And I did so using what's called joint venture wholesaling, where I didn't have any money, but I built a big buyer's list. I sold other deals for other people. I transitioned into rehabbing houses and keeping rental properties, creating notes, selling notes, owning land, mobile homes, guys. So it can happen for you. And this is a big part of what happened to me, because when I was in that situation, when I was on rock bottom, sweeping a broom, literally hating my life, that's what was going on. I hated my life. At that time, I'd look at myself in the mirror. I could barely stand to look at myself in the mirror. I didn't like having the thoughts going on in my mind. I didn't like looking at my bank account. I couldn't even stand looking at my credit card accounts, guys. And so I wanted to get out of this situation as fast as possible. I wanted to get as far away from the pain I was feeling as quickly as possible. So the rational thing that I came up with was, I'm just gonna work every single minute of every single day until I get out of this situation. And that's what I did. Unfortunately, you burn out. Even though your mind wants to keep going and you may have the heart to do it and you think you can do it, your body is going to give out on you eventually. It is not, you're not a robot. You are not a machine. Unfortunately, we all want to be, but you cannot just keep going. If you don't put gas in your car, you don't change the oil, it will stop, it will burn out, and you'll be stuck on the side of the highway. Same thing with your body. So you need to understand how to manage your sleep. Because what I was doing was, I was working 24, 36-hour days. Literally, I'd work sometimes a day or two. And what would happen was, I would get into situations where I couldn't retain information. My brain functions were not functioning correctly. So I'd finally get the opportunity to work with a high-level mentor who would give me 1 hour to go meet with them. And I couldn't even retain any of the information because my brain, I was literally just trying to act like I was there present when I was really basically falling asleep inside my mind is what was going on. I basically would wake up next to my desk, collapse next to my desk because I'd fall out of my seat because I fall asleep sitting straight up. A couple times I collapsed in my hallway, and it was not good for my health, which we're gonna get into here in just a second, guys. So what did I do? I had to audit my situation and say, sleep is very important. This is the beginning of everything because this is what is basically charging my battery. So when we film these videos, guys, they sometimes cut out because our battery runs out. We have to keep charging the battery. You have to do this every day. So let's look at it like this. You have 24 hours a day. You have 6 hours of sleep. You need at least 6 hours of quality sleep. That gives you 18 hours to do the rest of what you do with your business. That means you can still have an extra couple hours to do what you want for the day and still work a 16-hour day. Real strong entrepreneurs work 16 hours a day every day. Why? Because they have big goals and big dreams and they want to hit them. Now, if you're just watching this channel because you like to make an extra $5,000, $10,000 on wholesale deals, that is possible, and you don't have to go, kill yourself like some people think. But guys, if you get to where you condition your body, which we'll talk about in a second as well, it is not hard to work 16-hour days every day. It then becomes the normal routine. And then if you're not working hard, you feel like you're wasting your life. So I was basically in a situation where I needed to get more sleep, and I figured out that those hours in the beginning of the day are more productive. So the first hours you have during the day, as you go down the ladder, get less productive. Most productive to least productive. And so I could cut out those last few hours a day because I wasn't focused when I was working with them. I was falling asleep. I was doing very limited actual production during those hours. I said, I'm gonna get more sleep, I'm gonna cut these out, and because I'm gonna get more sleep, I'm gonna produce more out of the hours that I'm working. And that's what I did, and I added in taking routine naps. I take 30-minute to 1 hour naps routinely to recharge my batteries. Guys, focus on your sleep because you won't have enough energy. You need to look at your energy management. Do not work 6 hours straight and then take 5 minutes off. You should be taking basically work an hour, take 5-10 minutes off. Work an hour, take 5-10 minutes off. So that's how I work 16-hour days. Basically, I work a lot and then I take a little bit of time off, and then I go back. Instead of taking like 3 hours on, 3 hours, or 3 hours on, 3 hours off, guys, you need to be having some type of break because otherwise you're gonna run out of energy and it's gonna create a situation where you're emotionally not liking what you're gonna do. So take routine breaks. Also, for your health, when you wake up, it's very important to have endurance, to drink a lot of water throughout the day and eat routine meals. You need to have enough glycogen in your body. You need to have enough blood flow. Make sure you're doing things like, consistently staying in shape, doing inversions. Like in the morning, I wake up, part of my morning routine, I get inverted, I let the blood go to my brain, I come down, drink a bunch of water. Guys, you have to keep your body functioning. You cannot just work all day and not drink or eat one time. It is not gonna work out for you. You're going to basically burn out. You're gonna feel bad. If you feel bad, you cannot work long hours because you feel sick, right? How are you gonna work long hours if you feel sick all the time? You're gonna burn out. Also, guys, you should be working out. If you wanna be more successful, they've done study after study that the size of your waistline is directly correlated to your income. So people who are physically fit can physically work longer hours more easily than those who are not. When I came out of college at my worst point, I put on 50 pounds. I was overweight. I did not like how I looked. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't produce anything because I was out of shape. A lot of y'all have let yourself slip in that part of your life. If you want to be more productive, get in shape. And in 1 year, you can get in really good shape. Same thing in 1 year, you can put your mind in really good shape. You can put your business in really good shape. Put some more time and energy into the different parts of your life. Figure out where you are, where are you on your health, and work on it. Where are you on your energy levels? Work on it. Are you sleeping enough? Work on it. Guys, this all leads into focus. Focus is a big part of things because a lot of y'all work a job. Y'all are in the time world, time for money. And when you go to work, you sit at a desk, you think you're working all day, but really you write an email, then you look off to the sky for 30 seconds, you write another email, then you daydream for a few minutes, you get on social media, then you go to the water fountain. You're not really doing focused work. There's a difference between focused work and work. Focused work is where people are actually doing something. If you're typing something, you're actually typing for 50 minutes of an hour instead of typing a few lines and waiting 5 minutes and typing a few more lines. And a lot of y'all are not focused on what you're doing. You're not focused on your marketing strategies. You're not focused on the work you're doing as far as what you're creating. You need to be focused, otherwise you're gonna get left behind, and you need to put more time into that. Now this is a big part that a lot of new investors have, is they don't have any belief management system. They're not working on their self-development, they're not working on their mindset, and they don't believe in themselves. Maybe because it was they grew up with a sports coach or their parents or someone in their family that put this negative thought process in them. If you don't believe in yourself and live your life by I am and I can, you're never gonna make it. Because this is what happens. You jump into business, you really gung-ho at the beginning, you believe you can do it, you get out there, you start working hard, and then what happens? Life steps in and starts kicking back, right? You take a few in the chin, you don't wanna get up. And you don't get up. You sleep in, you pull the covers over your head, say this is tough, and you work 3, 4, 6 months down the road, you spend a lot of money, a lot of time and energy, and then you failed, and you quit. Nobody ever fails unless they give up in full. I believe anybody that just keeps going is gonna make it in this business. Some of you may take 3 years, 5 years, etc. But guys, it takes a lot of time, a lot of energy to let those seeds grow up. Be aggressively patient, get there over time, but you have to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, you won't follow it up with the energy to go do whatever you're gonna do. So if you don't believe a marketing campaign is gonna work, you're not gonna spend $10,000 to send it out. If you don't believe walking neighborhoods to put flyers out are gonna work, how are you ever gonna have the energy to get out of your chair, put your boots on, and walk into a neighborhood? If you don't believe bandit signs are gonna work, you're not gonna have the energy to follow up and go put them out at 2 in the morning while everybody else is out partying, you're out there putting out bandit signs. If you don't have any belief, you're not gonna do the business, and you're not gonna do it full out. It's either you do or you don't. You either start today, say, I believe in myself, I know I can be successful, I'm gonna do this forever until it works, and I'm never gonna stop, I'm never gonna quit. If I go broke, I'm gonna figure out how to get money. I'm gonna go panhandle, I'm gonna do whatever, I'm gonna start over. Or you just don't get started. Guys, the worst thing you can do right now is to kind of jump into something half-assed, work for 3 months, spend 15, 20 grand, quit and say this is tough and give up. You either do or you don't. So you make a decision, I'm gonna start, I'm never gonna give up no matter what. For the rest of my life, I'm gonna figure it out, even if it takes me 50 years. You just don't get in and just quit. That's the biggest waste of your time, energy, and money, and you're always gonna look back and regret that you gave up anyways. Time. Y'all know I'm a big believer in time. We're gonna talk about that in just a second. Time is literally the most important part of your business, because if you can do something in less time than someone else does, as far as answering a phone call, like I deal with my students when they work with me in my one-on-one program, I make them put a sign that says time, most of them right above their computer, because if y'all are using Evernote or something like that in your computer, it's out of mind, so you don't see it. So you need to have sticky notes, something physically in front of you to remind you all the time. Guys, get on and off the phone quickly. Stop driving around the car. Stop going to appointments that don't matter. Stop dealing with relationships that are taking up too much time. You have to focus on your time, because if you're wasting too much time, you're wasting too much money, and your business is gonna fail before you have time to actually get it going in the other direction. Because we have a survival phase of business, to stabilization, to minimal growth, to real growth, to explosion. And we'll get into a video on how business grows. Okay, relationships. You have to manage your relationships. If you have bad relationships in your life, there can be nothing more draining. Personal relationships, family relationships, friends relationships. When I started my business, guys, I literally had to get rid of some friends I had for a long time, because they were just dragging me down, and I couldn't go where I was trying to go if they were still in my life. Some of y'all have a spouse or someone in your life, a relationship, and they're not good for you. They're toxic relationship, but you're too scared to live without them. Guys, you need to audit this situation and say, is this good for me? Is this healthy for me? Or is it not? And should I make a change? You have to have better relationships with your employees, with your contractors. Guys, if you have a bad relationship with a bad contractor, there can be nothing more of a headache than dealing with one of those. Manage and audit your relationships and see where you're at with everybody in your life. Education. You should have X amount of money to spend on education every month. If you don't have any money, you have to be watching YouTube videos like this. Watch every YouTube video you can. Watch every podcast. Listen to every podcast. Read every book that you can. There's free and used ones online. Guys, you have to take, if you have X amount of money, figure out how much you can delegate to different education. How many home study courses? Do I have a lot of money? Can I get a mentor? Whatever it is, you need to figure out how much money you have and how much money you can put towards your education. And if you're not doing anything but watching a YouTube video every now and then, you think you're just gonna go figure it out on the street, guys, you're wasting a ton of time. Pay someone that can put the first 900 pieces of the puzzle in your hands so you can put it together and you figure out the last 100. Stop trying to figure out the first 900 pieces. It's going to take you forever. Employees. Now, a lot of you don't have employees, so not all these apply to everybody, but guys, when you start to get employees, make sure you hire slowly, fire quickly. You do not want to hire people that you're going to be stuck with, that are going to be bad for you. Virtual assistants, live assistants, and going back to contractors, guys, if you hire the wrong contractor, there's going to be nothing more of a bigger headache. And sometimes people quit the business because they have a bad situation where they got into a situation with bad contractors and they literally destroyed the way they look at the business. Guys, don't let that happen to you. Hire correctly, and we'll have a video on how to hire people sometime in the future. Cash flow. How much money do you have in your business? Where to delegate it to? How much money is coming in versus how much money is going out? Say you have X amount of dollars. Audit yourself right now. Figure out how well you're doing with your money. You need to have different parts of your business. If you're a wholesaler, how much money am I spending to find motivated sellers? How much is going to motivated buyers? How much is going to run the systems in my business as far as DocuSign programs, email programs, websites? You need to figure out how much you're going to allocate and delegate to each part of your business, break it down, put it pen to paper, know how much you're spending on each marketing campaign, etc. You need to understand where you're at. If you don't know where you're at, you're just like flying without directions. You may as well fly blindfolded or drive your car blindfolded. You need to know where your cash is going and when it's coming in, how much is coming in through passive income, what's your average month as far as how much transactional income you have if you've had a long enough sample size. Because a lot of y'all have been in the business for 3, 4, 5 years and you've never jumped from that 1 or 2 deals a month where you're making decent money, but you're not living that dream that you've always wanted. And it's because you're not managing and auditing your business. The last one, guys. Goal management. These are your directions in life. If you do not set routine goals, how are you going to know where you're trying to get to, and how are you going to know if you're doing right and growing and actually doing what you're supposed to be doing, which is scaling and moving forward? If you're just kind of going aimlessly, guys, you're never going to get where you're trying to go. Set your goals. There's a lot of stuff out there about goal management. We're not going to try to get into that because I want to keep this video shorter than longer. Dream killers, guys. Go through, figure out how many hours a day of each of these you're doing that you could get rid of. So say you're on the phone for 4 hours. Say you're watching TV for 6 hours, in the car for 3, 4, 2, or whatever, guys, 2. Everybody's gonna be different. Audit yourself. The average person watches 5 to 6 hours of TV a day. This is what the normal American does, guys. They wake up, they're getting ready for work or school, they have the TV going on in the background, they're watching it, they go to work, they're probably watching some type of TV during work, any break they can, they walk by and there's a TV in the room and they kind of stop and watch for 5 minutes. Then they go to lunch, they eat somewhere, they're watching TV while they're eating, they go home as fast as they can, 5:01 happens, they don't want to stay at work and do something extra for their company or for their boss to make things better for them, to increase the likelihood that they get raised. And they go home and watch TV for 5 to 6 hours or longer and then pass out and do it again every day. Everybody wants to talk about the drug addiction problem we have in this country, heroin addiction, meth addiction. What about the television addiction? This has destroyed more dreams, more lives, more future, more relationships than any other thing that's ever been put on this planet. The TV has literally destroyed more good. Imagine, guys, put it like this. If we could take every single hour that every single one of us combined that's watched TV in the past 50 years on planet Earth, take those hours and put them towards something productive that we all work towards together, where would we be? We could be on Pluto right now, right? We could have done a lot of things in this world if we didn't have television. Now, yes, you need it for good things, and it's not all bad, and you should still watch TV from time to time. I'm not telling you to get rid of it altogether, but 6 hours a day, guys, cut that down. The last thing I want to talk about, guys, is monthly subs. And we're not talking about the subscribers to this channel, even though you should do so, guys, because the only thing I ever ask for you here is please subscribe to the channel. And if you make a bunch of money and you become very successful watching things that you learned on this video or from these videos here, go out and do something good in your community. Help somebody, pay it forward, do something good, start a nonprofit, donate money to your church, whatever you gotta do, just do that and I'll be happy with that. So, but monthly subs, guys, you're gonna have a bunch of stuff, especially as a new investor, that you're gonna be distracted with. $29.99 here, $99.99 here, all these different subscriptions coming in. I had like 15 or 20 of them, and one day I was like, you know what, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna go through all my credit cards, I'm gonna figure out which ones I'm using and which ones I'm not, and cancel them. I'm gonna get it down to like 10 and figure out which ones I really need because I was running out of marketing money, and I eliminated them. Guys, if you can save $400 or $500 a month, you can put it into a virtual assistant that can free up a bunch of your time, take a lot of that stress and headache away. So guys, and also you're helping someone get a job. Audit your monthly subscriptions and eliminate some of them. Let's go through these again, guys. Sleep, energy, health, focus, belief, and time. Relationships, education, employee, cash flows, goals, and guys, there's a ton of other ones. You know, pressure management. How do you handle yourself when something goes bad? When a deal's falling apart, guys, you have to audit yourself in these situations. Please audit yourself every month. Rank them, figure out which ones you need to work on. Focus on those, guys. I hope you liked today's video. I hope it helps you with your business, and I promise you this is going to really help your business if you do it correctly. Delegate your money, delegate your time and energy in the right direction. I'll see you on the next video.